Let's go.
Oh, here we go. It's Kick to the Gut to the Palooza with Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building. How are you, my brother? Back live.
Yes, we are back live. I'm doing all right. Tired lah, bro. Tired. You know, life doesn't stop. It's kind of crazy, right? But it's good to see everybody a little bit earlier than usual because I have, husband duties a little bit later on. So we have to end a little bit earlier. But yes, hello to everybody in chat. Please say hi if you're there. Zayden, it's good to see you. Alfred is already like, oh, cannot lah. I cannot take it lah. But okay, we'll dive into all things Wrestlepalooza in a bit.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it's a stacked weekend. It's not just Wrestlepalooza. There was AEW.
Magic the Gathering pre-release.
yes.
Nobody gives a shit about what you just said. No,
so
I kid. I'm just trying to feed the trolls here.
Yeah, there's always one person on our Discord that appreciates it. So shout out to that one guy. But I must say something. I feel like wrestling feels really like mainstream right now. Really, I couldn't get away from all the ESPN coverage this last week. I don't know about you, bro.
Well, for better or for worse, and we definitely know the downside. We've talked about it for weeks, and I think we're seeing a lot of it now. Okay. To be fair, when you were watching SmackDown and Raw, and oh my god, especially SmackDown, they were going hard on the ESPN plugs. Like, did you watch Smack? Like, it was, you had cutscenes with R-Truth teaching everybody, yo, this is how you download the app. If you have cable, you blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh no, this is like $9.99 all over again.
The hilarious thing was that I honestly thought it was going to lead to somewhere. And then you get all this bunch of like jobbers like Humberto and like freaking...
Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah,
yes.
They have become that role and they're just staring there like, oh, okay. You know what? Like, they needed to do it because I hear it was quite confusing for the people in the US on how to download it, or like if they could watch it if they have cable or if they don't have cable. I'm not aware.
Well, I mean, you have to also understand, right? Like, we live in a rather developed nation, the developed nation of Singapore. When it comes to streaming and internet stuff, we are actually very smart about it, right?
Yeah.
There's a large chunk of people in the US that's still on cable. I mean, one of the biggest names in wrestling, Jim Cornette, if you ever listen to his podcast, he whines and pisses and moans about the streaming, right? We've all moved on from cable boxes, but there are a lot of people like him in the US who are just like, what is this stream? Like, they are holding on to the last vestiges of the cable box.
But don't say like that lah. Later all our friends from StarHub and Singtel also like putting, they're like, hey guys, please lah, still sign up for our Singtel package. You know what
the crazy thing is though?
Yeah.
Entertainment licensing is so fragmented now. We've kind of gone back to the old cable model. Remember when streaming was like, everything on one service, that's great. You just pay $9.99 or $16.99 a month and you're good to go, right? But no, now you got Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount, you got HBO, ESPN, WWE, it's everywhere. You end up going back to that same old model of having to pay extra for the stuff you want to watch.
Yeah, so essentially the streaming wars that started, I think the pandemic kickstarted it all.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just going to go back to what it is, right? Like you said, last time cable, it was on TV. Now the streaming is fragmented, but it's like people don't really care about channels. They just care about what streaming apps they're going to use to watch the stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, it's not even so much about discovering shows anymore. Remember, it used to be a case of click. Oh, hey, this looks interesting. Come, I stop and I watch. Do you remember? Are you young enough or old enough to remember those days?
Come on, Mr. I'm not that young, bro.
Okay.
That young. Yeah.
Now is if you don't see a clip or they don't advertise it high enough, nobody will know. Even if you have a banger of a show, like once in a while, you will stumble upon Netflix while you're bored and you find a show and you go, hey, this is really good. But like, there's no buzz about it because nobody did any marketing.
There's no ad. So here's the thing I hear for like the super like lowest like tier of there's gonna be a bunch of ads, right?
Yeah.
So that's where people will find out about new upcoming shows because Netflix will just use that particular feature to promote their show. So it's like a channel ad.
Right. But here's the interesting thing, and I don't know if you realize this while watching our broadcast because we are in the international market, so we watch it on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
For the longest time, PLEs did not have dun 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 dun. You know that music that we use for our intro? That
for SmackDown, yeah.
We will be back sort of a thing.
Yeah.
It was there for Wrestlepalooza because I have to imagine those are ads playing on the ESPN streaming. So we
Yes.
don't get those ads. We just get the holding screen.
So I now am of the belief that if you really want to enjoy your wrestling without all this stress,
Yeah.
you don't watch it live anymore. Watch it on replay.
Right. So you don't have to wait for that stupid buffer, right?
Yeah,
And if
unfortunately.
you're in the US, hey, Stephanie McMahon say one, VPN. VPN.
Yes, our girl Stephanie. You want to talk about her?
Wow, speaking of which, why not, right? I know it happens halfway in between Wrestlepalooza, but did you find that whole sequence a bit awkward? Like, what is going on?
I guess it was a mixture of awkward and also a bit wholesome.
Yeah, it was a surprise. Supposed
It
to be a
was
surprise,
wholesome.
right?
Yeah. But I wonder why this timing, why they chose this particular like PLE. Is it because of the ESPN exposure?
Yes.
Probably that.
Probably everything. Like it might be one of those PLEs where, okay, Stephanie was going to be there anyway. And then Triple H is like, okay, I think it's about this time we announce the next Hall of Fame. We need a big blockbuster announcement. Okay lah, announce my wife. And very smart, he didn't do it. Because it would be like not nepotism. I guess it would be nepotism.
No, I don't know. Like basically,
Right, like you give your own friend. It's like I give you a Hall of Fame award, like, you know, like I announce it or whatever, you know. So it was Undertaker who came out rolling. Well, you know what I mean, in his biker outfit.
Yeah, with the Kid Rock music.
Very.
It's a bit like you hear the gong and then you hear the badass music. It doesn't really correlate. Still not used to it.
I think it's okay because that's who he is, right? Undertaker, gong. Everyone knows what happens when the gong hits, when the glass shatters. Like, it's just iconic at this point. It's just that he can't come out as the dead man. It's just weird to me seeing him in his glasses, and then he obviously dyed his hair a bit, and then
He has aged. He has aged a bit with the cream.
Yeah, you know? Like, now he actually does look like a walking zombie.
You know what's hilarious? Somebody put on Twitter, now his new nickname is called Republican Ticker.
Oh, God.
That's his new gimmick, bro. Republican Ticker.
Yes, yeah. I sincerely hope that he stays retired. And he obviously is one of those guys that has a job with the WWE forever. Like, for eternity.
Which I think is fair. He's a great ambassador. He's a legend. We all acknowledge him. But I think what was hilarious about him, though, he was the one doing the announcement or like breaking the news to Stephanie, right? Is that immediately on the stream I saw people saying things like, why is she so chill with him? Didn't he try to kidnap her, crucify her? You know, back in the day.
Yeah. Well, kayfabe is dead lah. Zayden says Triple H mentioned it's Steph's birthday next week, so she probably thought Taker was going to wish her happy birthday. Oh, smart lah, these trips.
Very cute. Hey, you know what's crazy? I believe she was born in 1976, so it would have been this is going to be her 49th birthday. Stephanie at 49.
Wow, that's crazy,
Almost
dude.
50 years old. That's crazy, bro.
I'm only 3 years behind that, no?
Ooh, it's okay, bro. It's okay. Still your 40s. Another thing that mindfucked me was I think I saw an interview with Ariel Helwani. He did it with Tori Wilson. Tori Wilson just turned 50, bro.
Wait, Tori Wilson is older than Stephanie McMahon?
Yeah, she's born 1975. She's the same age as Rey Mysterio. So yeah, 50, bro.
Did not realize that. Wow.
Dude, crazy. She is older than Brock and Cena.
that is quite insane. Actually, you're talking about Rey Mysterio, right?
Yeah.
It's like, he can be 100 years old, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
He will always wear the mask. And
the mask.
Yeah.
It's the walking that will give it away. Once he start limping or like grouching, right? Then you know.
But anyway, yes. Do you think it's well deserved?
100%. To me, 100%. Because if you're gonna base it based on like her popularity, her impact in the business, she has definitely impacted the business in more ways than once. And not even talking about her her achievements as like behind the scenes as an executive, right? In the Attitude Era, how big of a deal was the Helmsley McMahon faction, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think if you grew up during the Attitude Era, she was an indelible part of that. And for me personally, that wasn't a thing that I will always remember her. I will always remember her as being the GM of SmackDown. That era, 2002, 2003, wow, that was like peak Stephanie in more ways than one.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
you're gonna turn into Chris Jericho and make fun of her. Anyway,
Okay.
do you remember the era he always cho her about her? You know what lah?
Yeah, bro. Everyone
Everyone,
make
that's
fun
true,
of
that's
her,
true.
bro.
Because they like exploded suddenly. Look,
Yeah.
I think by virtue of her last name, there's always going to be a segment of people that say, oh, you know, she got it because her last name is McMahon. But I think, to your point, too, like, she did amazing things with that, you know?
Yeah.
You could easily have had that name and completely slacked off and done nothing with it.
Correct.
But no, she was in there with the angles. Obviously, she did a lot of the backstage stuff as well. She was a huge part and is a huge part of the thing that we love watching. So
Yeah, I would argue that for Nepo babies, I think Steph and Shane are like one of the most hardworking, like really they didn't take their name for granted kind of Nepo babies.
Bro, you got Shane jumping off Titantrons and stuff like that. I mean, for that alone, you'll be like, okay, respect already. Like, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of Shane, you know, okay, something random happened this morning, right? So, of course, on the channel, on the social media, they announced Stephanie, and everyone was like, oh, okay, congratulations. And then there was a couple people that was like, what about Shane? What about Shane? What about Shane? But one particular person said that, and it was a very specific person. I'm like, oh yeah, of course he will say that. Shane McMahon's own son, eldest son, commented on the thread to Stephanie and say, what about Shane? Then I'm like, wait. So like, are they on good terms? Is the niece and the nephew good with Stephanie? Or what's going on?
You know what? We like, this is the age of social media where people just take things out of context.
Yeah.
It could literally be just like, you know, they were boleao sitting on the toilet having a shit. Okay, just tweet. You know, like, you have to realize this, right? Like, I feel like we might be from a different generation where we actually think about what we say. We think about what we tweet and put out there before we actually put out there.
For
For
sure.
I would imagine that Shane's son is like, what, Gen Z-er? So, like, pretty young, right?
Yeah.
No, that's that generation that are like, first thing that comes to their head, tweet. First idea that comes to their head, faster video and post on TikTok. You know?
Maybe. It's hilarious because I responded to the comment because I got nothing better to do. So I was one of those guys. I was the one in the toilet.
Whoops.
So I say like, hey bro, of course man, your dad definitely deserves it. I said that, you know. And then like, of course.
He got retweet you or not?
Dude, I got a lot of likes, bro. I probably should have screenshot it. Yeah, it's hilarious. But you know what? To that, not being a keyboard warrior and all, but to that extent, I do feel like Shane McMahon's time will come. It's not really a whataboutism, right? Like, just because Stephanie is inducted, then everyone's like, why shit? His time will come. I'm not even gonna argue whether he will be inducted or not. The one that a bit grey area is Vince McMahon.
Wait. I thought Vince has been inducted already.
No, he's never been inducted. His
Oh.
dad has been inducted.
Yes.
His dad, Vince McMahon Sr.
Well,
So-
there's always posthumous.
Okay.
Okay, it's interesting that you brought up his dad as well, and we'll get to it in a second, but I wanted to add one more layer on top of what you just said. What about Linda?
Oh, okay. I would say if Linda were to be inducted, she would be on the same level of Michelle McCool.
Okay, you're right.
I will leave it at that.
I mean, you have amazing angles, like the time she was in a coma being pushed around in a wheelchair while Vince made out with, was it Sable?
No, Trish Stratus.
Trish, yeah.
Hey, to be fair, when she stood up and gave the freaking low blow to Vince,
low blow, yeah.
dude, that was the biggest spot of the night, but that was WrestleMania, bro. So still, a big deal. Hey, what's up, Irvin?
Hey, good to see you, man.
Thanks for joining.
Maybe she'll win via Moment of the Year or WrestleMania Moment.
Yeah, I think there is, right. They said, remember last year they inducted Brett and Austin WrestleMania moment, right? So that could be something down the road. But overall, I think Steph, well deserved. What about you? What do you think about her induction? Yeah.
Again, 100%, she deserves it. Yeah, with Shane, it's only a matter of time. Okay, now to Vince. Did you notice something interesting at the start of Wrestlepalooza?
They featured Vince.
Yes, in the video. So there's a new video opener, right?
Yep.
The Then Now Forever thing.
Correct.
So now it's less universe-y, less Marvel Cinematic Universe, and more just featuring foot. It's very ESPN actually.
It's actually very sports strategy. I wanted
Sports,
to
yeah.
say that. Yeah. And of course, I think it makes a lot of sense with this new ESPN era. Can I just say though, like I think they had this cold open, like 4 minutes long,
Yeah.
where they trace the history of ESPN and how, like, there is some crossover.
Yes.
I never knew this. I just randomly Googled it today. Do you know what ESPN stands for?
Actually, I don't.
Okay, you want to get your mind blown? Wait for
Okay,
it.
go ahead. Go hit me.
ESPN stands for Entertainment and Sports Programming Network.
Oh, what? Entertainment and sports.
So the E is actually entertainment, bro.
And the E in WWE is also entertainment. No, I love the line where Triple H said sports is entertainment.
Yes.
I think it would be a great twist on the idea of sports entertainment because they've had that for so long, right? Now, because they're on ESPN, sports is entertainment. I think I hope they go with that actually. I hope that is the marketing.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing, right? For the longest time, WWE pro wrestling wasn't featured on ESPN because they say ESPN is where it got real sports, right?
Yes.
None of this fake shit, right? But the craziest thing when I found out that entertainment was part of the E, actually WWE is perfect for ESPN if you're gonna really represent the true spirit of what it is, because they are covering sports, but they want to get the entertainment value out of the sports, like who is traded to who not happy with who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The storylines of sports.
Yes. 100%. And now that you have to imagine that this all happened because of the TKO merger, because the people, the Nick Khans and the people with the connection, the Hollywood ins and outs and crazy wheeling and dealings, right? That's how this got, put together. I think we've always known that it can live there. It's just a matter of somebody had to be the one to make the deal. And whoever it is made the deal.
Yeah. And also when Triple H appeared on the post show on Wrestlepalooza, I think the Peter Rosenberg or Big E asked him about this, like how to you, what does this moment mean having WWE on ESPN? And he gave such a perfect analogy. I think it's relatable to all wrestling fans, right?
Okay.
He said when he was younger, he lived in Boston, right? And Boston at that point was a big sports town. Larry Bird, all these like Boston sports legends. So he will always go to ESPN and like he will always check, like there will always be like daily results from basketball matches, hockey matches, and all that. But his true love is pro wrestling, right? And he said, I think everyone can relate if you're a wrestling fan. After a big event, after a big show, you want to talk to someone about it, right?
Yeah.
But it's so hard. You have to seek out like what's the results. You have to like download. It's not on TV. You can't just switch it on and it's like, after sports news, after basketball, after hockey, okay, there's the wrestling results, right?
Yep.
So this changes everything because this makes WWE like a normalized thing, right? On ESPN, there will be okay, here's are the results from the last week's PLE or last night's PLE. That's what we want as pro wrestling fans. We want it to be like on the news, like how they cover sports and football. It doesn't feel like this underground, like subculture thing.
Imagine if like the results of Wrestlepalooza were on Channel News Asia, for example. That would be that sort of like, whoa, what? Like, I don't know about you growing up, right? The second, like maybe, I don't know, The Undertaker shows up on one Channel 5 show because he's in Singapore. Mick Foley showed up. Do you remember Mick Foley had a signing at Heron? And then they showed a clip of it on Channel 5 News. I was, as a wrestling fan, so excited about, oh my God. Like, we made it. Macam like, I did anything like that. But you get that feeling, right?
Yeah. And if nothing else, I feel like this ESPN jump would, and of course Netflix has already opened the doors already this year, right?
Yeah.
These two moves, regardless of what they have to pay for in the US, I think will really bring WWE right now is officially in the mainstream, bro.
Yes.
I really feel so too.
For them, it is all about the optics. Now they are the brand. They are Disney. They actually technically are under Disney because ESPN is owned by
ABC.
Disney.
Disney, yeah.
ESPN
Disney
is owned by straight up owned by Disney. So technically, I don't know how the Netflix deal is. Sekali, a few years later, move the WWE library over to Disney Plus for
that'd
the
be hilarious.
international market.
Oh, did you hear the rumor that they are exploring buying Warner Brothers as well? Or HBO Max?
And we all know where AEW is on right now. WBD, right? I have it in front of me. ESPN is owned by Walt Disney Company, 80%.
So
there you go.
Which is interesting because Disney Plus and Netflix are competitors. So
Yes, exactly, right? But it's, again, has to do with international licensing rights. Netflix has it for however many years already, so they're not going to touch it. But once those years are up, and if this Disney deal, ESPN deal still maintains, who knows? Who the F knows?
yeah. What's up, Diff Royalty? What's up? Hey, The Shadow. Thanks for joining us.
The Shadow says, every female talent is a Disney princess. Yes, you are right.
Dude, if you watch Evolution and all the Maybelline commercials, you know that it's like probably going to happen at some point. I like Alfred's line. Can we do a trade storylines like mid-season, like NBA, NFL,
Ooh.
NHL, etc.?
You know, they could run it like that. They
Like a
absolutely
trade
could.
show, right?
Yeah. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly they announce ESPN will have like a talk show, wrestling centered. Like, remember on Fox, they had that?
Yes, WWE on Fox. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
WWE on ESPN. It would be so simple to do with them. Like, you know, they get their analysts, go there, Big E, Rosenberg, all of them, just sit down, talk wrestling, highlight the show, do fun games. You know, NBA has
Yeah.
it, NFL, all the major sports leagues have it.
Dude, ESPN Asia, you need wrestling analysts.
Bro. So that's the thing. Like, I've always thought about this, right? Like,
Yeah.
if only we spoke. I know you speak Malay, I speak Chinese. That's the thing. Maybe we should find, or maybe I should pick up Bahasa Melayu. What do you think?
To do what, bro? To be an analyst for...
In a different language, because that would be much more valuable because they have analysts in English already.
I get what you mean.
You know, if I could do wrestling analysis in Chinese, I think that would be super valuable.
Dude, next thing you know, you'll be on the commentary and like, the Chinese commentary, Mr.
Bro.
Young.
Bro, the guy who does the Filipino commentary, like, I know him on Instagram, like, we follow each other.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, he's a
God.
podcaster, he's a radio DJ from the Philippines, but he also does the Filipino commentary. So every time there's a PLE, right,
Yeah.
he'll be like connected and then he'll do his thing. He'll
But
do it in
from-
Tagalog.
From Philippines, like he's based there.
Yes.
Dude, where? Tell me where, bro. How do we get this?
I know, right? So it's like, okay. Like,
Okay.
I think it's time to brush up on our mother tongues. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let me try.
Nah.
Okay, John Cena baru naik atas pentas. Dia sudah datang. John Cena sudah datang. Okay, that's the best I can go.
What?
That's the best
What
I
were
can
you even saying,
go.
bro?
John Cena just got on the stage. He's coming. Yeah, that's
He's
all I can-
coming. Oh, cool.
Okay. No, I don't think we can do it, bro. I'm so sorry.
And
try,
we
bro.
haven't even touched the Red Bull yet.
Hey, what do you think I've been drinking all along, bro?
What is that? Is that Red? Oh my!
Red
what?
Bull on
Hang on.
ice, bro?
Oh, it's ice. I'm like, hey, today foreign atas, yeah, he's not drinking Red Bull straight from the can. He's got to dilute a bit.
You have to understand, like I was telling you before we went live, there is a freaking street party thingy happening under my street. Right? Like,
The heck?
There's clubbing music happening. I think it's like some Jalan Besar Singapore Design Week shit. I don't know. Yeah, so like a bunch of like very hipster, like pop ups, and they were selling some very atas, very expensive mojito. I decided to just finish it and just replace it with my usual Red Bull. That's what I did. Yeah.
Wait. You decided to finish it, so you had a mojito.
Yeah, I finished the mojito. The ice
Aren't
was still strong.
Aren't
No.
mojitos alcoholic?
Mojito is non-alcoholic cocktails.
Oh.
Mocktails.
Mocktail, okay.
Yes, Mr. Yang. Don't catch me in a lie, bro.
No, I was like, wait a minute. Hang on. I'm Googling mojito right now.
Okay, anyway, let's carry on. So we are talking about ESPN. You're talking about the entrance.
Foreign.
Yeah. So
Are you a heel?
are we going back to the intro? You wanna
Yes,
wrap up?
okay.
Yes.
I mean, the intro is cool, right? It's very ESPN. ESPN-ish.
Here we go. Okay.
So they have entered. Nashron, what's up? I was
Haram.
thinking exactly that.
First thing,
Mocktail, not cock. No cock, just mock. What are we talking about? The intro. Okay, the intro
yes,
is cool.
the intro,
I enjoyed the intro as much as I enjoyed the universe, sparkly galaxy intro. This was cool.
Yeah, this was and it was quite fast though, the transition. I thought we just had that MCU thing for like what 1 year or 2 years.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but you know what it is, what it is. So yes, they introduced everything to Wrestlepalooza. They played Drake. Okay.
Not a fan of that song.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not a
okay,
wrestling
you're
song.
the rapper. You're into the R&B hip hop scene, right? What is this song about? It's called Nokia.
It's just it's of his upcoming, or I don't know whether it's just been released, new album, and the new album title is called Some Sexy Songs for You.
Okay, yeah, I did hear them mention the title of the
Yes,
album.
so the lead single is essentially a sexy song for you. So
But why
the
is it called Nokia?
uh dude, he's just like referencing old shit just to appear like hipster lah. Like
Oh, I,
okay.
I,
No, because actually so he actually interpolated the original Nokia ringtone melody. You know?
oh, yeah.
So
Oh, so
if
gee,
you
oh,
listen to the song, I mean, this is a producer, I can appreciate it lah. If you listen to the song, he actually interpolated it into the beat. So
oh.
that's the reason why it's sampled as called Nokia. Because he sampled the original Nokia ringtone.
As
Yeah.
long as it's not Fiend, I'm very happy already. Okay. A lot of
Yes.
people were complaining that this wasn't as big as a WrestleMania because they did say that, oh, this is like, going to be a huge event, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that's a legitimate gripe? Or are
No.
just people just being silly?
No, this was a very last minute thing. Can
Yeah.
tell. I think the ESPN deal came really last minute, and I think they acknowledged it. So they got it over the line, and they're like, okay, you gotta put out the first PLE. Then from there, they're gonna start building towards it. So
Correct.
This
And-
was just a first splash lah to me.
Like I love it when people complain about things like that because it's like, you think you can put this together?
Yeah, you do ah. You do.
You do. You know what I
do.
mean? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's crazy, but it was amusing to me that people were complaining about it, stuff like that. Okay, what did you think of Pat McAfee?
Oh, he definitely had to come back because this was
Yeah.
his hometown, right? And it's ESPN. He has to show it. It's just too perfect. And I think that's the reason why they did the Corey Graves angle to open up a slot for another commentator to come back.
Plot, bro.
A slot.
A plot of land and a spot. Do you think so, or was Corey just going to take a break anyway? Because to be honest, they could have just said, "Oh, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were going to call it."
I think there is two truths to it lah. Probably he wanted to take a break. Probably he also wanted to say, "Hey, I can take a bump now." So like
yeah.
make it feel like a big deal.
Fuel
And
the
then also-
rumors of him returning, maybe.
Yeah, and then it opens up Pat McAfee returning. So I think and
Yeah.
we also had someone else returning as well on commentary, right?
Did we?
Wade Barrett took a break. Few
yeah.
weeks.
Oh yeah, and they referenced it, right? Like people were saying online that he got fired, and they made a joke about it, stuff like that. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
The internet is full of, he said, she said. Anyway, so yes, Pat McAfee comes out. It's perfect. He used to kick for the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. Indianapolis Colts. Yes, Indianapolis Colts, right? He was a punter.
Yes, correct.
So he is a local celebrity legend, lah. Why didn't they make him stay the whole way though? Like he left halfway.
Yes. I realized that. I think it was just a cameo. He's not back permanently yet, I believe.
Yeah.
Because it's still NFL season, right?
Right. So maybe
Yeah.
he was like, okay, I just come for the first 2 matches and then I'll go home, like.
Yeah, probably. And the hilarious thing is their celebrity there is either Pat McAfee or the Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
It's like the only two celebrities there.
And bro, that Tyrese Halliburton, like very knowledgeable, he was on the post-game show, the
post-show.
post-PLE show, post-show, and like he was literally on the panel.
Yeah, he's younger than me, by the way. He's in his 20s. So I think he legitimately grew up as a Cena kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love when there's like actual legitimate celebrities who know ball, right? As they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the first match. Were you surprised this was the first match?
No. You know why? Because
Why?
Brock Lesnar want to work on his schedule, bro. That's why.
He wanted to do the first match and then F off, go back to his farm and just chill, relax, right?
Dude,
He's like,
that's exactly what happened in his previous match with Cody Rhodes 2 years ago, right?
true. But also, I feel like there's to be honest, right? I think Brock respects John enough that even if this was the last match, Brock would stay. Right? They literally came up at the same time, OVW, right? So they are contemporaries like that. What I think it is literally everyone who's new to wrestling, maybe because of ESPN, who's sampling this product because it's so new and hype and everyone's talking about it, right? The first thing you show them, what is it? Look at Brock.
Yeah.
Bro, like if there's any, like no offense to anybody else, Cody, Drew, look, Brock is the alpha of the species.
Did he get bigger?
Right?
His straps got like, holy shit,
Huge.
like Goro, bro.
Like I don't like I remember when he first came back and screwed John Cena, right? People were saying he like smaller like that. I think he took that shit to heart, He's like, Oh, you say I small lah. Okay lah. Then for the next, like, I don't know how many weeks, he every day, like, throw cows around and throw tractors around or some shit
Dude,
on
he
his
does
farm.
F5 cows for practice, bro.
Yeah,
That's how he train.
He goes to his forest and he like people take gun to go and hunt the bear. He go and like wrestle bears and throw them around. Cause yeah, dude look jacked. And he's how old?
Dude, he, I believe he's the same age as John Cena. So he's probably 48, 49. Same.
Bro, he's older than us. Look
Yeah,
at
okay.
him.
Okay, you know what's crazy? I also feel like when I watched SmackDown, you know, when he was attacking Michael Cole and Corey Graves, all that, he legitimately looks fucking scary. He's like he really, if he charge at you, right, I think he will
Wah.
just die.
Bro, yeah.
He won't even have to touch you.
You
Just the sight of him running towards you just
You think faster, like it's probably better, right?
yeah, play dead.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that's why I'm like, they made the right move. He has to be that first, like, oh, you think this is bunch of flippy bullshit? No, look at this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you follow that up with like the most famous name in pro wrestling outside of The Rock.
Yep. Star power, bro. Star power.
Yeah, it's all about star power, yes.
I won't be surprised if there's any way to track analytics. Like this was like the biggest spike, the most viewers will be this first match.
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
so. And John Cena comes out and he's bright yellow, and then there's like a sea of kids. I mean, like, I legit felt emotional because I'm like, yeah, like this is campy and cheesy as shit, but this is as John Cena as it gets. You know what I mean?
Dude, I felt worried for the kids, bro. I was like, you better not bring the kids to ringside. Can you imagine?
Bro,
It's
let's
like
throw them one by one.
It's like leading lambs to the slaughter, bro. Just stay at they stay at the stage, is okay.
Yeah. Look, like, I think we all went through it, right? There was that moment where he's so cringe, super Cena, boo, Cena sucks. But seeing him now doing this with the kids is so cheesy, but it's so right. Like, we've come full circle with him.
Yeah. And the craziest thing is this is his 5th last appearance.
Yeah.
There's no more after this, bro. 4 more, bro. 4 more. That's wild.
I hope we better treasure it, man. I hope the story that they tell moving forward is something along these lines.
So
Because
But it leads me to my point though about this match, right? Knowing that we have 5 matches left, was this really the right move though to book the match like this? What's your thoughts?
So it's a glorified squash. It's not a squash per se, but you know, it might as well have been, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people were upset. I feel like, I don't know. I think people were upset because it's one of his last few matches. If this were, 10 years ago, like, do you think people would be just as upset? Because like the match itself wasn't a bad match. It was just oh man, he just got his ass kicked again, just like last time.
The problem is we've seen this before, right?
Yeah.
If this was the first time, it would have at least garnered a shock reaction, right? And they booked it exactly like it was 11 years ago. So for me, I felt it was a missed opportunity because you didn't show any of John Cena's growth, right?
Right.
Like why couldn't he have wrestled it smarter? You know, or like I don't know, like maybe show a bit of heart and then go out with his shield. Like to me, like the comeback was so short, just nothing to it, bro.
Do you think this is because he will take a bit of time off because he got like F5 a whole bunch, right? It gives an excuse for him to miss a whole bunch before his next couple of shows, and B, this is how you do the redemption arc. Like, this is the fall, right? Like,
yeah.
And then his retirement match will be against Brock Lesnar, and then it's like we are going to be like, oh, he got decimated the first time. What makes us think it'll be better? And then somehow that's the match that he crawls and scratches and like summons Super Cena and fights from the grave. You know what I mean?
So do you think there will be one more comeback match?
Yes. So I feel like this is the Infinity War where everybody die.
Okay.
And then it's a bummer. It's like, oh shit, And then the finale, Endgame, is the one where he makes his comeback.
That could potentially be one way to go about it. My question is he going to be in Perth, right? Would John Cena and Brock Lesnar take the flight all the way to Perth just to do that? Or are they going to save it for American soil? Are they going to be like, is it going to be pushed back further to like Survivor Series? Or even the really his last match, Saturday night's main event?
I think
So,
Saturday night's main event.
okay.
I think it could be that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do it for Perth. I know John Cena will be there, but he's probably going to fight somebody else. Brock, actually, John is more likely to fly. Brock is the one. He's like, I don't want to fly. Yeah, well, I want to stay on
lah,
my
that's
farm and throw cows around.
Yeah. And by cow, I don't mean Sable. Lah.
Hey, stop it. She's beautiful. Oh, she's
Okay,
still
okay,
beautiful.
okay.
Anyway,
Can we talk
Irvin
about
says
what? Yeah.
it only makes sense if Brock gets his comeuppance exactly. Oh, Heyman in Brock's corner. I think it's a one-off. I don't think he's joining the Vision.
Yeah. I saw what happened on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They met backstage and then he
Yeah.
was like,
Hey,
no, we
let's
should
talk.
talk. We should
Yeah,
talk. So, I think that was a one-off thing. But I do like the whole like tease that, Heyman has gone full circle with Brock.
Yeah.
Technically Heyman deserted Brock for Roman, right?
Correct.
And now he already, have the whole thing went down with Roman. And then like Brock is like, oh, okay lah. Yeah, we're cool, I guess. So
Yeah.
it's cool. And I think, you're right. It's a one-off. But dude, the thought of just imagine Brock Lesnar having interactions with Braun Breaker.
Ooh, with Seth, with Bronson Reed. No, I think it's more akin to like, do you remember the Heenan family? Where there were a lot of these heels under Heenan, but they weren't technically a part of like, a group. Right?
Yeah.
But they were associated because of Bobby Heenan. So once in a
agree.
while, Heenan will like, hey, you help me with my guys in a 3-man tag or 6-man tag or some shit like that, right? But
Yeah.
for the most part, they're separate.
And the cool thing is, I think again, I haven't been watching the post show recently because ever since SummerSlam they decided to stop doing press conferences.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay lah, so everything's gonna be staged and everything's gonna be like gimmicked, right? But the interview that Triple H did was really enlightening. He even addressed this part because like they say like, okay, why did this happen? And then the crowd was like booing. Hunter, explain! Like, I could hear somebody in the background shouting, like one of the fans shouting, Hunter, explain why. Why you turn him like that? So. And Triple H say in a way that makes sense in kayfabe even, right? Right, John Cena clearly is on his way out. Clearly he's slowing down his powers. I know it's a retirement tour, but sometimes things don't go exactly how you plan. Reality will come and slap you right in the face.
Yep.
And the truth of the matter is, while Cena's powers are waning, Brock is still Brock. And I would argue Brock is gotten even stronger, right? So I believe what he's trying to imply is that Brock is here to stay beyond Cena's retirement. And he will still be like the final boss character to put over all the new talent.
Yeah, no, not the final boss as in The Rock, but like the biggest of the bads, the Thanos, as it were, right?
Yeah.
Interesting point that you brought up. Now that I think about it, maybe that last match, Cena also loses to Brock. But it was so hard fought that you cannot fault Cena. You know what I mean? Instead of being a squash,
He goes out on his shield.
yeah, they literally, so that's the match where he quote unquote redeems himself. But even by doing so, he couldn't beat Brock because his time is up, right? And he just admits it, blah, blah, blah. You know what that does? That elevates Brock to God status, the unstoppable monster. And then whoever beats Brock after that is now a made man.
Okay.
I think John Cena might be smart to the business and respectful to the business enough to actually do that.
Can I offer you another alternative?
Sure,
That
sure, of
still will
course.
lead you towards that outcome, right?
Yeah.
I also am of the belief that John Cena shouldn't win anymore any of his remaining matches.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna pull over them.
All of them are.
I think he's just gonna lose all the way. And this Brock match will probably have another rematch.
Yep.
And you might do whatever that you just said, but a bit earlier, like probably like the PLE after the October one, so probably Survivor Series. Why I would want that is because I feel like in this entire run, he has not put over current main roster talent. Okay, so here is how I would book it, right? So he does his one more rematch with Brock. He has that hard fought. He still loses, and then he's like, okay, I have nothing left to give. Whoever is my last opponent, I'm ready. I'm ready to put a stamp on my retirement on my way out. You know who okay, there's two people I would want to confront Cena, right? One purely for nostalgia, but I don't think
Batista! With the lasers!
No, not Batista. Purely for my selfish reasons, I would love for AJ Styles to confront Cena.
Okay.
But it's not going to happen because I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
The one that I think should retire John Cena, be his last match, is the same guy that retired another legend earlier this year. Can you guess who?
Retired another legend this year?
Goldberg.
Oh, no, stop.
No, not Goldberg.
Gunther. Oh, I thought you were like Goldberg. Oh, he retired Goldberg. Right. I was like, huh? Goldberg?
Leg,
Gunther.
bro. Yes,
Leg.
Gunther. Leg. You know why Gunther or not, bro?
Why?
Gunther retire
Goldberg.
Goldberg. Gunther retire Cena.
Mm.
Brock Lesnar destroy Cena. Brock Lesnar has historically destroyed Goldberg.
Yeah.
What does this set up in the future WrestleMania?
Goldberg versus... Goldberg. Lesnar. Shit. Lesnar versus Gunther.
If that is what they're working towards, and I feel even a John Cena will be smart enough on his way out, I'm gonna, put over someone in the business.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar also will probably be smart. Like, okay, I put down this legend, and the only other person that could defeat this legend was this current superstar in Gunther. I think it's perfect setup, and then they can have that big blow off match at WrestleMania.
Great, let's just bring back Edge lah. Edge versus
Oh, do you see it? Okay, we'll talk about AEW.
No, I didn't see AEW at all, so I have no idea. No context.
Okay, I'll let you know what happened. But yeah,
Okay,
interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
There you go. Brock Lesnar defeats John Cena rather handily, 8 minutes 50 seconds. Again, I think, and to be fair, a lot of people were disappointed because it was done on purpose.
Yeah.
It's done to do the redemption story arc.
My last question though is, do you think the result of the match? It was so heartbreaking. You saw all the kids crying, right?
My god, yeah, and the cameraman, they're like, okay, look around. Look, I've always said this. If you're ever at a TV taping, just react the way they want you to react. So if it's a shock,
they will catch it, one.
Yeah, or if it's sad, you start like freaking crying. You will get on camera. They will catch you. Yeah.
Dude, and the craziest thing is like half of those arena was filled with like John Cena retirement tour shirts. So it's like people were there to see Cena, see him for 10 minutes only in the first match. So did you think that result, right, completely like spoiled the mood of the crowd for the rest of the card? Or do you think they were able to recover from it?
Oh, that's an interesting point because I don't know if you feel the same way I do, and maybe you're alluding to this point, but I also wonder, okay? I wonder if the foreign crowds have spoiled American crowds because watching this show, the crowd felt kind of mid. And I don't know if it's because I've been conditioned to expect like rapturous singing and cheering that we've seen in France, in Saudi, in all these other foreign European PLEs, right? But the crowd did feel a bit deflated.
I think you were defeated because of the result.
You think it was the result? I don't know, man. I feel like it's both that and they didn't step up their game.
Yeah,
compared to the foreign crowds.
Yeah, maybe. But again, I was of the belief that this result, I think, affected the rest of the card in terms of the match. Like the reactions were very muted after that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair too, like nothing in the rest of the card was surprising. You know what I mean? And I think nothing woke that crowd out of the stupor. You know? There was like no big reveal. Like, there was the Steph announcement, but it's like, whatever. Like, there was no like, suddenly somebody comes out and turns heel or whatever.
I would say you're right. Like, the PLE was everything you expect it to be. It didn't like, wow, the crowd. Like, oh my God, what an amazing first Wrestlepalooza. It wasn't anything like that.
It's very weird. I feel like the wrestling internet community, right? Or a lot of the fans, when like I went on to the post show, I was reading the comments. Oh, you're screwing up. Oh, WWE sucks right now. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, this is a very passable pay per view, like PLE. You know what I mean or not? But somehow or rather, if there's no massive momentous moment, people get upset. It's weird.
I would rather you do a bunch of like normal PLEs where whatever you expect, so that when the big moments happen in all the bigger ones, it becomes a bigger deal, right?
I think a lot of the audience is conditioned to want big moments all the time.
Maybe. So I was fine with what happened. It's just that it was disappointing as a Cena fan, I'm sure.
I think what the phrase "let him cook" applies. I think let WWE, let Triple H cook. At this point, at least we know that The Rock is not involved here, so we don't have to worry about this whole thing going sideways.
Good. Don't worry, bro. Yeah, but I can't wait to watch Smashing Machine. I hope it's it smashes, you know.
Yeah. Alfred says, I believe the Vision versus Usos was not planned. Heard that Usos were going to win, but Jay injured himself with a chair. Really? Okay, so let's, talk about Wanda Maximoff's husband, the Vision,
Okay.
versus the Usos with
All right.
LA Knight
Yeah.
as the special guest referee.
You know what? This match make me miss like tag teams, tag
Yes.
team wrestling in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if the Usos are good at anything, like, yeah, sometimes they're good with the Yeats, they're good with publicity, blah, 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 but them as a tag team, you kind of miss that continuity and that smoothness that they have, right?
Funnily, I wanted to bring that up as well. Like, I thought Jey Uso suddenly felt like the most interesting wrestler in ring when he is with his brother. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, but when he's in there with himself or him, him versus his brother is the most, like, what? Boring shit ever.
Yeah, I think they do a really good job with pacing. Like they pace each other out well. And you can see, right, or even hear Jimmy calling out spots or like, hey, do this. So like I feel like he missed that direction in the ring.
Yes, I agree. Look, to be honest, whatever the rumors are, right, this was the right decision anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
The Vision had to go over.
For sure.
They are also sort of furthering this story arc, I'm sure you've noticed, where Jay is sort of being more blunt, being more cutthroat, right? More aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So them losing actually furthers that story.
Yeah. And the last minute addition of like Elena is perfect to me.
Yeah.
I think I love those like classic special guest referee spots where like the referee is an asshole and like just like stir shit. Remember when The Rock was the special guest referee?
Yes. Or Stone Cold, right? Like, but ultimately he calls it down the middle.
He did. Or like he's like turnabout is fair play. So he like if he give a chair to one of the bad guys, he will give it to a good guy as well.
Correct.
You know.
Correct.
So that actually added an element of fun. I got more invested in the match having LA Knight, but the spot where he Jay kind of like accidentally bladed himself.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what went down because I think he tried to whack Braun, right, or Bronson with the chair. I think the lip of the chair caught him in the face while he was whacking. I think so. That's why it went down. Immediately he started bleeding and can tell, bro. I think bro stressed. Yeah, I think bro panic. Confirm one. Like,
well, he never blade before.
No, I think probably he's like, oh shit, did I break my nose or some shit like that? Yeah. So he was trying to finish up the match. I could tell he was even talking to like LA Knight, like, hey, okay, like, let's go to the finish or something like that. That's why I felt like the spear was very rushed. You're right. I don't know whether you felt that way about the ending.
To be honest, I didn't feel it. But then again, this was like me still half awake.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if you felt the same way, but I could not wake up. I was like struggling, bro.
Oh no, I watched it back on replay because
okay, yeah. No, I tried to watch because I was busy in the afternoon. That's it. Yeah, I enjoyed the match for what it was. Like I don't see like if the Usos won, like what would that do? If anything, it's like a downer on the Vision.
Yeah, I didn't want the Usos to go on a long run as a tag team again. Like they've done that. I don't buy this like a one-off. They get together, fight a bigger threat. Yeah. I would love Jey Uso and LA Knight to go down that route and have a rivalry, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that is where they're going. And then like Jimmy is somehow caught in the middle. And like, I don't know if this is how they turn Jay or if Jimmy and Jay both turn together because they're brothers after all. Like, we'll have to see.
Well, if Jay were to turn heel because of this, it would be the perfect time to reintroduce Roman back into the fray.
Oh.
And then it's now, like, oh, Jay is the bad guy now and Roman's the good guy. That would be interesting.
Well, maybe Jay will have a tribal chief run in him as well. Okay, let's move on to the next match. Stephanie Vaquer versus Io Sky for the vacant Women's World Championship.
Yeah. Have you seen all the recent interviews Stephanie has done for media, like to promote Wrestlepalooza? Hey, her English improved a lot last year.
Improving. She improved her English faster than all the Japanese wrestlers.
I don't think Io can cut a full English.
You can't. Asuka also cannot. Kairi also cannot.
Ayo, girl, you gotta take the same English teacher as Stephanie.
I don't know what's up with that. But look, we all know that Stephanie is a star, right? Like,
yeah, she's a star. Yeah.
I do remember though us saying that maybe she shouldn't win here. It would be too early.
I did, yeah. Last week I told you guys I felt like hold off on the win, let Io go to Perth and have that match with Rhea, and then bring Stephanie to like the Royal Rumble and then build her up. But after watching this match, I think I understood why they did it.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, the match itself. Did you enjoy the match itself? I thought it was a great representation of where women's wrestling is.
I don't think it's a hot take to say this was the
No.
best match on the card.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not, right? And
Yeah.
like, it's weird with Io Sky. I feel like whenever she's involved in an angle, it's kind of cringe. But whenever she wrestles a match, you see why Triple H is enamored by her.
So that's the thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
When I agree with you, like Io comes to the ring, she's happy. She's like doing all her emote and she's like smiley and like there's nothing in her that would suggest that she's a Stone Cold Killer, right?
Yeah.
But when the bell ring, dude, she is smooth.
Yeah.
Every time she like does like her, like springboard and she does all her kicks, it's brutal and she's fearless, bro. Like, there's some luchadors that like got no freaking fear. They just jump and do crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
But like, she's like that, like absolutely no fear, suicide dives and all this kind. So I'm like, wow, if I just watch her wrestle, right? Like she truly is like top 5 in terms of in-ring right now. So, but the crazy thing is, right, she is matched by how cool Stephanie Verker is in the ring.
Yeah. I think that Stephanie Verker is everything Io Sky is in the ring, plus the X Factor, plus can speak English now for that market.
Plus, if that is gonna be her new finisher, holy shit, bro.
Oh no, it's gonna be one of those like super finisher. Like you need to use 3 finisher dots in the 2K game.
Dude, okay. First of all, right, I've always been fucking impressed by the spiral tap, right? That's a finisher move, right? Because I can never understand the physics of it. Like every time, like so, I actually when I watched the match when she did the finisher, I actually replayed 3-4 times because I wanted to see. So you turn which way, you flip your body, how you land. You know what I mean? Like I don't know the physics of it. It's so cool to see live. It's also the same as Phoenix Splash to me, lah.
I remember somebody called it like the official quote unquote name, right? Because she does the Devil's Kiss. I think it's the Devil's Dive or I can't remember. Devil's Splash. I forget. Somebody correct me what she calls this move. But yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah, so I know her Devil's Kiss is like her trademark. Then I think she has the SVB, like the Stephanie Verker bomb. But to me, it's not really a good finisher. That's just a setup because it lands on her knee. That looks awkward. But this one, okay, she can't do it all the time because I think it would just kill her.
Yes. She needs a better move than the SVB. I tell you why. SVB is about as devastating as The Rock's old finisher when he was Rocky Maivia. Do you remember his old finisher when he was the fresh babyface Rocky Maivia?
It was the shoulder breaker, right?
Yes, shoulder break. It's like some awkward, like, you know why, right? These moves that land on the knee or don't hit the mat, you don't have that big impact. It's just awkward looking.
And it's a bomb. She calls it SVB, so it should be some sort of slam into the mat, right?
Yeah. So I agree with you 100%. I do not like the look of that move. It looks awkward. It's not smooth. It's not exciting. It looks like a standard move.
Yeah.
Like shoulder breaker.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, well, she has goal with a trademark move, lah. That her Devils, dude. Did you hear the commentary on Wade Barrett when he said, I think after the Stephanie did the Devil's Kiss, then he was like, I would love a smooch with the devil, and then Michael Cole was like, what? then he was like, okay, let's move on from what I said. And then Pat McAfee tried to save the situation and say, yeah, because it's a kiss, so he wants to smooch. That's what he meant. Yes. But like, I think in Michael Cole's head, it's like, what the fuck did you just say? Is that even PG?
Hey, is that? I don't think that's PG. That's Wade, the Englishman in him. You know, he has a way with the English language. They did invent it after all.
Yeah. I mean, a smooch and a kiss is a bit different, bro. As long as it's not a tongue, I think it's fine.
All right. Great match. Enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think Stephanie, ultimately her winning was the right move, and them shaking hands and like hugging it out and showing each other respect, I think was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
For wrestling. Yeah.
I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't offend you or people in general, but I felt like this was the most stardom match that WWE has put out.
Wait, how is this offensive to me?
Because I don't know. It's not flippy shit. But to me, WWE would not have put out this kind of like hard-hitting women's Joshi wrestling style match. Like in the probably like 5 years ago even, right?
Right.
But I felt this match could have been in AEW and it would have been well received by the AEW fans. It would have been well received by Dave Meltzer, and also here in the WWE who value character and all that, all those character stuff also came into play. So I just felt overall, I think it hits all the wrestling audience's target demographics in this match.
Sure. I get where you're coming from. And smooch the devil. Now Io can properly feud with Asuka. Correct. There you go. So Io moves on, and Stephanie will move on to face, I guess, Tiffany Stratton, because it's champion versus champion at Crown Jewel.
Yes. So I think that will be a great match again. I'm just wondering, now that she's the champion, how are they gonna book her? Is she gonna cut more promos? Is there gonna be somebody doing the talking? You know what I mean? So I'm curious about that.
Triple H did say that she was sick in the lead up to this. That's why they didn't do much with her. So that was the reason that she kind of quote unquote disappeared for a bit.
Yeah, but you know what? She battled through it, so I'm really proud of her performance. Thought it was amazing.
I mean, we got Stephanie Vacqua over here doing this, and then where is Julia? Like,
Julia haven't reached it. I think there has been a clear, like someone has progressed forward a bit more, right? Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next match then. The mixed tag team match. CM Punk, AJ Lee, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? Because, man, I might have a hot take. I think what I might say might be a hot take here.
Go. I think you should get it out of your way first. Come, share with me.
This match was 29 minutes. Okay, it wasn't just me. I felt it went way too long. I felt AJ did too much. I felt that, like, her trying to do the spider, what were they called? Her Black Widow, was it?
Yeah.
Submission? And not getting it properly several times. I think that was like, okay, here's the thing. As someone who wasn't watching the product during her heyday, right? And maybe there are a lot of people coming in new who might not know who she is or what she did, right? I think that you might go out of this match going, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why she was so special.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not saying that,
Yeah. Okay, so apparently you don't have the support for AJ that you do with CM Punk. Is that what you're saying?
No,
because,
not
okay,
that.
I wasn't there for Paige. I wasn't there for AJ Lee, right? Therefore, whenever they did their comebacks and I saw them in the ring and it was just like, what's so special? I don't get it. So, you know what I mean? It's, okay, I'll give you a different example. If someone who watches Alexa Bliss now, who never watched her princess era, right? Or like her what do you call it? Like her very nasty what was it?
Twisted Bliss era.
No, before she got all dark and with the
Yeah,
theme. Oh shit, why
Goddess.
Goddess. Her people who didn't live through a Goddess era will not see what's the big deal. She cute only. That's it lah. Okay lah, cute what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Funny you mentioned Alexa Bliss, right? Because I wanted to preface by saying that I know people are like very nostalgic for AJ Lee, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't because of her wrestling matches. So this is where I think we need to like manage expectations, because I came into this match, I wasn't expecting a technical classic for her to do a banger. I would even argue Becky Lynch is a better wrestler, right?
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's stretched to say that Becky and Seth carried this match.
Yeah, I wanted to say that as well. I think AJ Lee is a great performer in terms of like playing into her character.
Yeah.
You brought up Alexa Bliss and it's a great comparison. I think she is more of like an Alexa Bliss style of wrestler or superstar, as opposed to like a technical, like even like a Sasha Banks or like a Charlotte Flair or and I think that worked especially in that era, because she could play with a skipping and a, like a bit crazy girl vibe. Like that worked for the kind of female performer that she had to wrestle against at that point in time, right? The Bellas, Paige, and all that. So she, of course, is a smaller size person. So all her moves, like even like the octopus that she did, like her Widow's Peak, it was to kind of like compensate for her stature, right? So she would never have done well in like a straight up 5-star women's classic. Like she can't fight Charlotte Flair, right? So I never thought of her as like, oh, she's gonna come back, she's gonna do a banger. I was gonna compare this match to like whatever Triple H and Stephanie and Ronda and Kurt Angle would have done, right?
Yeah.
How well they played off the character as a couple and what are they gonna do? Because my enjoyment from this match was actually, you know what, seeing how happy CM Punk was. I think that
Yes.
was my enjoyment from this match.
Sure.
Clearly, the guy is like super over the moon, bro.
Yeah. And actually, in a lot of ways, right, CM Punk is also in that same spot where he's not the most technical, the best wrestler. You know, despite his moniker of like he calls himself best in the world or that, he really is not. Seth is leagues better than him in terms of work rate at this point, right? But it's
Yeah.
his character work that's so good. So to
Correct.
that point, I suppose like AJ Lee, she's only been back like whatever, like it's been what, 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah. Cup of coffee.
Yeah, like I think to what you said, you know, it's her character and her likability and her ability to captivate people. But then why give them a 30-minute match then? You know?
Yeah.
Why give them moments where they have to like wrestle and then expose her? I don't know if she was better before and she's a step back or she just never had that level to begin with. I have no idea. Again, I didn't watch her in the prime, right?
Yeah.
But there were a lot of moments where it was like, okay, yeah, she comes in, how's the fine? Like, remember last week we talked about this? She should not get the tag until like near the end of the match where... You know, they keep screwing it up where she cannot get tagged in, or you know, Becky finally gets tagged in and she's out and go and tag Seth again.
Yeah.
They did all that, right?
Yeah.
And there, when she finally got the hot tag and the crowd went crazy and she did all stuff, blah, 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 that should have been closer to the end, but it wasn't. Then they did more shit after that. Then I was like, huh? Really? And then she started doing more technical things and it looked bad.
I get what you mean. I think if they had cut a lot of the middle portion out and just go straight to one hot tag, and I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
Irvin brought up a very interesting point. She's like wrestling Zoe Deschanel, I guess. That's a very interesting comparison. Okay.
Right. Is it
yeah.
weird to say that I am not looking forward to AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch?
I won't argue with you, but I do feel the women need to stand on their own, right? Because I felt like this match was essentially to get AJ Lee's like feet wet again.
Warm up.
Yeah, warm her up, ease her back into the the intensity of this current era of wrestling.
Yeah.
And you're right? Becky was feeding a lot. Seth was really helping a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really more of a storyline driven match. Like when they did all the stereo shining wizards
Yeah.
they did the sharpshooter, all those things were fun and dandy. But to wrestle in a straight up match with Becky Lynch, I think they still need to try that to kind of see where she stands. She can't be any worse than Nikki Bella. Come on.
I was about to say poor Becky. Kana first Nikki and then now AJ. Okay, I think AJ might do a little bit better, but let's not forget, Nikki is technically still part of this roster. So it's like, what?
No, but I think the thing that will carry AJ Lee, like how it carries CM Punk, her promo is still one of the best in the game. And I think she proved it when she came back, and it's just like, wow, she can cut promos, right?
Yeah.
And I think the women's division need that. And I can't wait when she starts telling stories with Roxanne, Judgment Day, when Zelina Vega, who played her in the Fighting With My Family, comes back. Even if she does a run back with Nikki Bella, I don't think technical wise you want to see that, but the story is there. So let her cook in the women's division. I want her to just separate from CM Punk, because I think the CM Punk Seth thing, while it's a bit overplayed at this point, it needs a clear resolution still.
WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight title. So let them, we talked about this before, let them have their own break. You know, Survivor Series do war games with each other. Team, good guys versus Team Visionary, right?
Vision,
Vision, right? So, again, I thought this went too long. I thought it exposed too much of AJ.
Yeah, but I guess this is Triple H's way of telling CM Punk, hey, we love to have your wife back. We want to show you guys that things has changed, and I think maybe this is them scratching each other's back.
Yeah, there you go. Then you have the main event for the undisputed WWE Championship. I'm actually looking at all the match timings, right? And really, like that mixed tag match was 30 minutes. Stephanie and Io was 20. Vision was 17. Brock was 9. And Cody and Drew was 17 minutes as well. So they really gave time to CM Punk and AJ and Seth and Becky to cook, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe not the kind of cooking we want. I would have rather Cody and Drew had a longer match.
Yeah.
But can I also say that this was actually my second favorite match of the night?
It's not a stretch to see why. It was a well wrestled match. I think the only knock I have against it is because Cody was away for quite a while. Like it didn't feel like a fully fleshed out feud. The
Yeah.
feud was like at the beginning stages.
It's
We had
match one.
yeah, we're at 20% only. So the hype not there. That's why it might have made more sense to put Brock versus Cena first. But I think they didn't want a downer on their first WrestleMania to be the main event, right?
I get you. And also I feel like the problem is Cody Rhodes' momentum has really like shrunk from like the heyday of last year, right?
Yeah.
He's the champion again, but he doesn't feel like the focal point of the show. I almost felt like he doesn't deserve this main event slot, like where his rivalry is at with Drew.
Yeah.
But I think Triple H needed like to introduce Cody Rhodes as a champion to this new ESPN audience. So that's why they put him there. I didn't hate what they decided to do, which was to do a straight up wrestling match.
Yes. With no shenanigans, no. Well, okay, there were shenanigans in the way of Drew McIntyre having his excuses, right? So they purposely fed into, and this is like really part of Drew's character right now. Like he's always bitching about something. Like the universe is always screwing with him somehow. There's the spot where he, the Irish whip almost into the ref, but the ref siam out of the ring. But in doing so, he was late to come into count. And the commentators, specifically highlighted that several times, which leads me to believe that that's where they're going with this. So this is where Drew will have his gripe. I got screwed by the ref. I got screwed by this and everything. So they can have a rematch.
Yeah. Alfred brought up an interesting point as well. There was a couple of spots where like Cody looked rusty, but I felt like that was on purpose, like to show that he just came back. He is kind of getting back to the swing of things. So he missed the Cody Cutter at the beginning, slipped almost. So I like the story you're trying to tell. I even thought like Drew doing the whole spot at the end on the announce table and missing it and then like crashing into it. Everything led to it was a logical finish lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They gave him a lot of reasons to ask for another match. When he quote unquote claymored the table and then he was like, he quote unquote injured his shin, right? And that's why he couldn't like finish the match, finish Cody off, and that's how Cody won lah. So
everything what we discussed is great in the technical and theory sense, right? The problem I feel about this match is Drew McIntyre as a character, no one believes that he can win the big one again. Like he always just somehow comes up short.
Yeah. that is almost like the shitty part of his gimmick is that he always has something to gripe about, right? And so he always has to lose to have something to gripe about.
Yeah, kind of. But the way they sold it, I feel like there's going to be a rematch and. It might not happen at the Crown Jewel because of what went on at the post show.
No, it will definitely not because Crown Jewel is supposed to be champion versus champion.
Correct. So they're gonna go down that route. They're gonna have Seth and Cody and all that. But I feel like Drew is gonna weasel his way out. There might be a Survivor Series match down the corner. And I think Drew is a strong heel for Cody. But don't forget, there's somebody lurking in the shadows, a certain slithery character that I feel will impact the title scene going ahead.
Bro. Do you think so? Do you think he'll turn heel?
He should.
Randy?
He should. I think that is what will make Cody interesting again, I feel, at this point right now.
Right, yeah. But yeah, for sure, to your point, Cody does feel, because he hasn't had very strong opponents, For the longest time, it was always Roman. Roman was that mountain he had to climb. And then now,
but we've always told the story of like Cody and Randy needs to get together at some point in time, right? To tell that story. So maybe Drew is that placeholder. We always talk about a B feud. This is the B feud right now.
Unfortunately so. And Drew, unfortunately, feels like a B plus player.
Oh, don't say that, bro. Come on.
But he seems like that upper mid card guy that, we need somebody in the main event as a side quest. There you go, it's Drew. And his gimmick is always, he's complaining about something. So it always works.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And I think Zayden, you're right as well. They can always use the ref screwed with Drew excuse as well. So it's definitely not the end of this feud, right?
No. But I think it could be something like you said, because Cody's next opponent is Seth, right? So Drew will now just go off and whine and cry and whatever. And then maybe, I'm going to call it right now. It might be Drew versus Randy. at Crown Jewel.
to get the title opportunity.
Yes. That's the
Okay.
setup.
I don't mind. Okay, that's actually one thing I like about this current era is like they do not have to build the feud immediately in the next PLE. They can kind of stretch it out. Like how Brock came back SummerSlam, they let it simmer for a bit,
Yep.
and then they revisited it after Clash with Perry. So I don't mind them spreading out the feuds, give a bit more shine to other things. But they need to bring Cody back and make him like the Q quarterback number one right now because I think the show feels a bit directionless. I think WWE as a product feels directionless because the world title hasn't been, heavily featured.
It's funny you say the WWE feels directionless, yet they are making the most bank ever in the history of them making money.
Because I think they make money in spite of the creative product. That's the problem. That's the thing, right?
I think that they are just really focused on a lot of things right now, and they've done the legwork. They've made everybody a legit star. So now they're in the position where, like anybody can feature at any time. So I think the Bloodline stuff, the last few years of great viewing, that has set them up for being able to sell. Now they're concentrating on the selling and the blah, blah, blah. But once that settles down, then they will go back. It's very cyclical,
Well, okay, for my fellow football fans who are on this channel right now, I can use the Manchester United analogy, bro.
Ooh.
Let me give you a Manchester United analogy, even though I'm a Liverpool fan. The problem with WWE is, right, they might stray down the Manchester route where they have been so successful for so long, they are known as the number one team.
Yep.
And when they become complacent, right, they are so focused on the commercial side, making all this money, being the number one club outside in terms of business. But the actual football sucks and the actual team sucks. But because they are so huge and they are so well known, it's like, they kind of brush it aside. But the problem is the fans still will always value the football and the team first. So no matter how successful all these other elements are, if your creative is not the main driving point of the entire endeavor, you will never, fully get the fans on board. That's the problem.
I see what you did there. Endeavor. Oh!
There you go.
Bro, did you mean to do that? Or was that a lucky coincidence, bro?
Thanks for the alley-oop because I didn't mean to do that. But
yeah. I love it. But yeah, to your point, Irvin says that they're really pushing their luck, testing boundaries of how much people are willing to pay and tahan, right? Look,
Irvin.
you drive the dagger. Irvin is a Man U
fan. But dude, tell me when I'm telling lies, bro. I understand, bro.
No, but that's the thing, right? Like I think they can afford to do it now, and they have to do it now because they have to pay off all that debt. The TKO has to pay the debt of them paying however many millions, and I forgot what it was. But once they do, that's the thing. Once they do it, will they then say, "Okay, come, retire it back"? And there's no going backwards one. Unless they start losing ground.
Just like Manchester United, because their ownership is saddled in debt. That's why they care so much about the commercial side. I've seen so much parallels, bro. So the problem is if the main heart and soul of what we are watching wrestling for, which is the storyline and the matches, does not deliver, the fans won't care about the rest of the things.
But again, this is what WWE is so good at doing, right? Cody not relevant now, right?
Yeah.
Who's relevant? You got CM Punk, AJ, Seth, Becky. You have Brock,
Cena.
John Cena. You have two main acts already. That's more than enough. This is the UFC style. And every UFC card, for the most part, there's only 1-2 matches that you want to see. The rest, nobody gives two hoots. But if you are really into it, then you are lucky. Then you are, okay, cool, right? But for the most part, you just need 1 or 2 headliners. And that's how they're operating right now. You know?
Yeah,
At
I get
any
it.
given point. Yeah.
You can plug and play. I completely understand. But what I'm saying is, I feel like even if you're not going to put Cody as the number one guy or focal point, I think the world title needs to be a focal point at least. And Seth Rollins, they are trying to make his vision a major part of the show. But that's the thing. Seth Rollins always feels like 1A character or 1B character.
I agree. He feels like the guy who loves him, Triple H. As much as we love Triple H, right? Back in the day, he was not Rock. If Rock, Austin were 1, Triple H, Mankind, Kurt, and they were 1A or 1B or however you want to say it.
Yeah, there's the S tier. I think Stone Cold and The Rock is definitely S tier.
Hogan, Cena, those guys S tier. Yeah.
Yeah, and Triple H was always the guy that built up this guy. So
yeah,
it's fine. There's levels to this.
Okay, so there you go. That's Wrestlepalooza. Again, I think people are way too hard on it, given the online discourse. I will give it a solid 6.5, 7 even. But okay, like
Yeah.
6.5. It's a passing grade.
Sure. Yeah, the rest of you guys share your grades as well. What do you guys think? You know, A, B, C, D, number grades.
I feel like if it's not an 8 and above, people are like, oh, WWE sucks. It's like 6.5 is still better than,
Yeah,
better than average.
Wrestlepalooza was what I expected it to be.
Yes.
It didn't over deliver. It didn't under deliver. I think I felt like
Yes.
everything was exactly what I thought it would be, and it was gonna be
Yeah.
it was a stacked card because there's a lot of stars, right?
Yeah.
But
And
I felt it doesn't have to be a 5-star performance for it to be successful. I don't think it wasn't successful for sure.
I think it had a little bit of everything. If you think about it, you want work rate and great wrestling, you got Stephanie Vacker and Io Sky, right?
Yeah,
You got your tag team match that was a little bit brutal with a bit of, drama with LA Knight. That was a tag team match. You had the superstar match that was less a match and more about like telling a story. You have John Cena, Brock Lesnar, right? And same as CM Punk, AJ, Seth, and Becky as well.
Correct. To me, the problem. Okay, 5-card matches are, I would say, solid. Like, it's easy
Yes.
watch.
Yes.
But I do understand some of the fans' concerns where like you're just kind of like shilling the fans by giving so little. And I would love to have more people feature on the card, but I think 5 a bit too short. Probably like if it was a 7-match card, it would be just nice for me personally.
Okay, I would agree with that if I were in the US and I had to pay extra. I think I would be a bit like, what, right? But because we live good, my friend, we live here in Singapore, Netflix, we can watch it, part of our entire programming that we pay for anyway. So I'm like, 5 is great. They respect my time. I ain't got time to watch any more matches, bro. Like, I didn't wake up at 7. I woke up at 8. I couldn't do it. Last night, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to freaking wake up at 7 and live stream watch a lot. No, bro. I was so tired because I had to stay up and do work, right? We all have busy lives. That's why I have zero idea what happened in AEW. Can you, in 5 minutes, tell me what happened in AEW? Like, real quick one, because I don't want to be that guy that y'all think I am, that I hate on AEW. But truly, and I say this without malice or without being a bitch, but I don't care. Like, nothing has caught my attention, and I follow them on social media, right? Nothing has made me go, oh shit, I better go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's all good. I was debating with myself whether I want to drop like $29.99 USD, 34 or whatever it is to watch this show, right? But I think my senses came to me as like, no, I still got 1 more week until my payday, so no. and I just came back from New Zealand, so you know what I mean. So
must be fiscally responsible.
Yes, correct. But of course, I went through or checked all the discourse, checked all the clips. You know,
Alfred says, so Moxley Blade again. No sir, no shit. Wait, I saw one. I lie. I saw one clip. I saw Darby set him on fire in a body bag.
Okay, yes.
That's about it.
You know what? I did all my due diligence. I caught out. I saw all the results. I saw some of like people I actually trusted their opinion.
Bro, hang on. So I have like the results for WWE Wrestlepalooza, right? And it's nice little 5-row column Excel sheet, right? 5, so neat and nice.
Yeah.
Then I go and look at the AEW one, right? What the? Each line is a match.
Okay. You know what? You wanted me to summarize in 5 minutes, right? Okay. Okay. I would say if you paid $34,
you got your money's worth.
You got your money's worth for sure. You had
yes.
You have 13 matches. Wait, let me check. You have 14 matches, and that also includes all the pre-show, which I'm not even going to talk about.
Yeah.
There was actually a good opening match, in my opinion. I thought they opened with, because this was in Toronto, by the way.
Yeah.
So they opened with Cope and Christian Cage versus FTR. Interesting choice to open. Actually, not really interesting. I think it's perfect choice because I think the crowd was definitely hot for this match.
And it couldn't have been the main event because it's not a title match. So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Correct. And the best part about this match wasn't the ending, which I'm going to talk about, but it was the John Cena tribute that Adam Copeland did. Right. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago when Cena had an amazing match with Sami Zayn, he did a spear, which Michael Cole said was a Roman Reigns spear, which is fuck you. It's not. It was a Edge spear because he did the whole at the corner thing, did the hair. did a spear.
I love the internet's reaction again. Kids, relax. Michael Cole goofed up. He's human. He's
Yeah.
called how many matches? Seen so many people do so many moves.
Yeah.
Like I've seen hot takes on TikTok. I get fed wrestling TikTok because it's my habits, right?
Yep.
People are like, oh my, how could they have they snubbed AEW because Edge is in the no lah, relax.
Yeah,
Like,
probably
Michael Cole
just
goofed
fucked up.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't catch all the references. But
Yeah,
go on, sorry.
and in a very nice show of non-tribalism, I think
Yeah.
the moment he started like gesturing for the "You Can See Me" and did the 5 knuckle shuffle,
Yep.
and AEW crowd started chanting Cena. So like
Yes.
I thought that was amazing, right? I thought that was beautiful.
Well, hang on. Are you surprised? Because an AEW crowd is more than likely a WWE crowd as well.
Yeah.
Whereas
there is
a
overlap.
WWE crowd, very unlikely, will have much cross-section with AEW. Maybe just a small percentage, but the majority of the WWE crowd don't know what AEW is.
Yeah, I won't be surprised to be honest. But I thought that was a nice moment where it's like there's no tribalism there, right? FTR were great heels. I think they played their roles really well. I do not know the context, but I think Dex came into the match with a broken nose. I believe I read a news where I think he legitimately got his nose broken from something that went down with Christian Cage. So,
Yeah.
but he said I ain't gonna miss this match for nothing. So I think they wrestled smart. Okay, so this match was wrestled well and wrestled smart. It didn't go 100 miles per hour. They actually sold. So I enjoyed it for what it was. What I didn't enjoy was the shenanigans that happened after the match, right?
So I saw a clip of Beth. Beth got involved.
Yes. Okay. So Stokely Hathaway is now aligned with FTR. And you know what? Stokely is kind of funny. I've seen some of his there was this one clip that he said something like, "I'm bald, I'm short, and I don't get any holes."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that was hilarious. So I think he's okay lah. He's likable, but because he got involved, then it makes sense that there needed to be someone who even out the odds. So of course Beth came out. Beth, she's just called Beth, by the way. It's like share, just one word.
She cannot Phoenix. So I think Phoenix might be owned by WWE.
Correct.
That
She looked
name.
great. She looked great, right? So she came in.
Should have just called her Bethany. What's another word for Phoenix? Bethany Firebird.
Bethany. Okay.
Bethany
sure.
Firebird. Sounds like a wrestler name. Come on now.
Sounds like a Glow character from the 1980s. We're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, yes.
If she had come down and defended her, her husband's honor, throw the people out, and then they ended it right there,
Yeah.
perfect. It would have been
Okay.
perfect. Chef kiss, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
great, Rita, great moment. But they couldn't help themselves, bro. They can't fucking help themselves, right? So what happened was she came in, she beat up the FTR like a house on fire. She came to check on her husband. And what happened next? FTR had to come back and beat down on Beth Phoenix and then deliver a spike pile driver on her.
Yep. I saw that.
At the same time, handcuff Adam Copeland so he couldn't do anything but watch. They ruined what could have been just a perfect logical thing, right? They just
What's
overdid it.
new?
Yeah, so that I didn't like that, but essentially, I guess Beth, because she got music, she got entrance and all that, I think she's gonna be wrestling full time, or like she's gonna be wrestling in AEW. So that's what it looks like it's gonna go to. So, yeah, that's what went down.
There you go. Okay, it's 9:00 already. We
Yeah.
have Amplify Grapplemax's big show that's coming
Yeah.
up this
Yeah.
next Saturday to talk about. So, okay, anything else stands out?
I won't even mention all the matches, but I just gonna tell you the things that I like and things I thought was nonsense, right? Eddie Kingston returned, still looks fat, still didn't
What the
still like he got a year and a half off. I thought he would have like shredded, but I guess no. He had a terrible match because he did a back fist and he missed, and he actually still got the pin. That was dumb. The next match, Mark Briscoe versus MJF. MJF wrestled 2 matches over the weekend, so I gotta give him respect. I think you might have seen the clip where he was dressed like Homelander. He fought against Mystico, my guy, at CMLL 92, and that was on a Saturday. Then on Sunday, that was on a Friday, and on Sunday he fought Mark Briscoe. Dumb match, thumbtacks was dumb, but MJF put over Mark Briscoe. Right,
Okay.
so that was interesting. And he lost 2 matches in a row. So I guess MJF is in his putting over people era of AEW right now.
Doesn't he have a title shot still?
Yes,
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah. Next match, Hurt Syndicate and Ricochet and his friends. It was hilarious because you know why? They have Ricochet is now a leader of a faction and they call themselves Dirty Man.
Tough.
That's all you need to know. Okay, let's move on. Mercedes Moné retained her title against Riho.
Okay.
AEW TBS match. That's all you need to know. This match I actually enjoyed. Triple threat: Okada versus Takeshita and versus Mascara Dorada. I had no idea who the hell this Dorada guy was. First time seeing him. Apparently he is a CML star, and he was actually the best guy. He was the best performer in this match.
Wow. Well,
So
I mean,
yeah,
actually, I don't know why I said wow, considering who else is in this match at their age.
Okada
Well,
is
his age.
Okada is the odd one out, but I thought
Yeah.
Takeshita was amazing. Mascara was the one that's impressed. But again, the one that was the least impressive retained title. Okada retained. Okay, Gam, last three matches.
Okay.
John.
I know that Chris Statlander won.
Yes,
So
correct.
beating Tony Storm, so that's huge, right?
That is huge for her. It was a curveball to be honest, because I didn't expect that as well.
Yeah.
So that was great. I had nothing much to say about that match. It was just a typical 4-way match. John Moxley versus Darby Allin, right? I'm not even gonna go super deep into the match. What I need to say is, if they had ended the match as it was, which was John Moxley beating Darby Allin at his own game, I think that would have been great. And whatever follow up they wanted to do, can follow up, on another show, right?
Yeah.
And
I
before
think
this,
the word you're looking for is acceptable, not great. Nothing they do is great.
well, Darby Allin was undefeated in coffin matches going to this match, so
Right.
they could have just focused on that. Wow, he lost his own match. That was a big deal, right? But then somewhere a few not even right after, like probably a few matches later, this fucker came back from being buried in the coffin, come out, somehow threw John Moxley back into a body bag, put him back into another coffin, and then burn him, and then set him on fire. So it's not Kane lah, basically. It's not.
But what?
Yeah.
Why do so much more? Like, what's the point?
Yeah. And you talk about the WWE matches going long. This coffin match also went 20 minutes.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
20 minutes of this or 20 minutes of Stephanie Verker. Which one you want? You tell me.
Of course, Stephanie Verker.
Exactly.
I would smoosh the devil, as Wade Barrett said. Okay,
okay.
Main event, Hangman, Kyle. Of course, Hangman won. There was no surprise there.
Yeah. I know you don't want to talk about the fatal 4-way ladder match because it was clusterfuck. But one thing did happen after the match. Brodido retained. For some reason, Jungle Boy returned.
For some reason.
No, because he's been gone for a long time. I don't know what's the context of him coming back. So the last time we saw him, he was a heel, right? He was a scapegoat, remember?
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to come back and help Young Bucks. But then he did not. And then the Young Bucks beat up on him.
Huh?
So now, I guess he is like a baby face. So they beat up on Jungle Boy when he returned. And then the crowd, and then it went dark. And then someone returned as well. Guess who? His former tag team partner.
Oh, but Lucha Dinosaur came back a while ago already, Luchasaurus. So they're back together as friends? Like what?
Yes, he came back. He helped save the Jungle Boy from the Young Bucks. And they started playing the Tarzan Boy song again.
Oh.
So I guess he has shed his very, very short-lived scapegoat character. Yeah.
So, okay, you know what? I don't have time.
Yeah,
I don't have time to
let's-
get into this because
yeah,
I will
let's-
rant for 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Okay, and then again, like I mentioned, I'm gonna surprise you by saying actually Adam Page and Carl Fletcher was my favorite wrestling match of the night.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say about the match. It was a perfectly acceptable main event. It wasn't, of course, the biggest, most interesting match. Like Carl Fletcher is not really the biggest star there,
Yeah.
but I thought it was a decent main event. So I would compare it on the level of Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre wrestle a normal wrestling match. They tried to wrestle a normal wrestling match for the AEW standard of what they do. So
Right.
it was what it was. So yeah, that
There you
was
go.
my review of AEW. I would give it probably like a 5. It was not as good as All In Texas. I think All In Texas was still their best. Again, All In has always delivered for them.
Yeah.
All Out, I thought the card was overly stacked, right? Like what they do, but you wouldn't have missed it if you skipped $34 on paying this, bro. So it's all good.
Irvin says, can you talk about how Marina Shafir okay with John Moxley whacking her husband? Wait, who is Marina Shafir's husband?
Roderick Strong.
Right.
Yeah, they did have an interaction. I think at Collision. It wasn't all out, right? But anyway, yeah. It is what it is, lah. To me, it's fine.
Okay, Ken. Come, let's talk about something we'll actually enjoy.
Okay. In the meantime, I want you guys to just share your grades for All Out. If you did what, if you didn't, don't bother. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, there you go. Talking about this upcoming Saturday, so that's next Saturday, 27th of September. Can we say, is this new? Is this Grapplemax website new? Because look, like proper as, look at Ban getting all up in my face.
Look at that smoky atmosphere, bro.
Yeah, and then the big airplane spin, and then somebody did a drop kick.
Wait, is
Boom.
it smoky because of the color grading? Because I don't remember it being that smoky when we were there.
Then when you have to ask whoever edited this stuff.
Yeah.
But wait, is this like a new website? So
Shout out
that's
to
cool.
Remus, bro.
Yeah, shout out, because that's cool. Now you can just get your tickets by clicking the link, right? Remember last time you had to go PTix, or you go to their Instagram page to find the PTix link.
I still know that their PTix is where they go to get the tickets, but I guess
Yeah,
it's easier.
but now
lah.
there's a landing page. If you want to go to their event, you can click get your tickets, and then they'll send you. Oh, look, sends you all the way down here. Look at this professional stuff, man.
Wow, as featured
Hell.
on. Yeah, bro.
Yes,
Let's
and then
go.
got single ticket, package of 4, that kind of thing with a map. This is like legit.
Yeah. Well, they should have a as featured on Kick to the Guy as well. I'm just saying, let's go.
Okay, sure.
Featured on media, okay? But anyway.
Oh, right. That's what you mean.
That's what I meant by the slider.
You
okay,
send a message to the people in charge.
well, so yes, the last time we were watching a Grapplemax event was Slam and Saver. That was right at the start of the month. We missed the most recent NWE showcase.
Yeah.
I believe the biggest storyline coming out of it was two things, right? That I wanted to talk about was they officially welcomed Devon and Nat into the main roster. Congrats to both of them. And we had Greg and Boss Gregory wrestle his 100th match against Calvin Lang.
That's correct.
In preparation for his upcoming battle at Amplify.
That's right. The Dom says, who's in charge? It's funny that you asked that when I flashed this on the screen.
Yes. The photo shows him flashing in more ways than one. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah.
He's just, swinging back his vest.
Yeah. Div says
Okay.
NWE was fire. Div, since you were there, can you just share briefly on the chat, like what was your favorite moment from the show? I think that will lead into what we're going to discuss today, which is Amplify. That's coming out next Saturday, right?
Yes, this upcoming Saturday is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if tickets are still available, but go and check it out on their brand spanking new, very sexy website.
And I'm excited for a couple of things for Amplify. Not only because it's gonna feature a very, 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 very personal feud that we were there to witness at Slam and Saver. But I also feel like Amplify is gonna be the kickstart to a very, very interesting run of shows for Grapplemax towards the end of the year. Remember that big announcement that we saw that time?
We still don't know anything about it. We could be fan casting and fantasy booking and stuff like that, speculating. But I think we'll have to akan datang wait and see. Lah. Okay, here we go. Come. Did you just zoom in to yourself? Oh no, you move forward.
I just move forward. Don't scare me, bro.
I don't know why suddenly suddenly foreign got big. Okay, come, let's run down this card real quick. We got pre-show, NWE Showcase match, Justin versus Titus.
And of course, another thing about NWE is you're always constantly showcasing new talent, new wrestlers. I don't know whether you've seen either Titus or Justin in a match before, Mr. Young.
I actually have not, so I'm looking forward to seeing them for the first time.
Yes, confirm. So I have not heard much about Titus and I know I've seen them in tag team situations, but in a one-on-one match against each other, I will be very curious to know what is their style, what kind of personality they're going to showcase for both of them. This is essentially really, really feels like a great one wrestler trying to perform for the crowd. Right?
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. I think they will show. Usually they will not put them out there if they're not ready, lah. So, I can't wait to see them do their thing. We got a tag team match: Ships Ahoy versus Divya and Kelvin. Okay, so is this like a new sort of pairing? Like, when did these two get together?
Can I just say I'm loving the new orange colors on Ships Ahoy, bro. Like,
Yeah.
is that a new fit? I'm liking it.
Okay.
Okay, so right now we have not seen Ships Ahoy team up in a while. You know, probably the last time, correct me if I'm wrong, was Absolute Cinema. And
Yeah.
after that, I know Sarah had to had to recover from her injuries of
Yes.
getting slammed through a table. And I think Christian went on his own for a bit, tag team with a couple of other wrestlers. This is the first time I think wrestling back together in a while. But I'm very curious to see Divya again, right? We haven't. I think the last time she wrestled was it the anniversary show? I think we were both there to see her for her return match, correct? Divya. Yeah. So I am very curious to see her with Kelvin. Whether it's going to be the start of a new tag team and whether this have any implications for the tag team title scene.
Div Royalty says first time teaming together, but I think they have argued quite a bit before. Well, I mean, let's not forget, in the past, Kelvin was part of a different group, but now it's a different time and now they're hanging out together.
So I don't know who's gonna teach who,
Yeah.
but both of them are solid wrestlers on their own right.
Yeah.
Whether they can develop the chemistry, we shall see.
Every time we get to see Divya in a match, I think, it's a treat for us. We've been very high on her for a very long time. And of course, Sarah has definitely proven herself. Now it's interesting because you throw in the whole tag team mechanic as well. Now you got Kelvin versus Christian. Have they actually locked up before? In singles? Like,
Probably.
it seems fresh. Now, I mean, because they are in a tag team, right? So now this match is fresh.
Yeah. I'm also curious what is the fans' reaction going to be towards Ships Ahoy?
Right. Because,
Right.
the last time they were together, they were like on that verge, right? People were kind of cheering for them already. And then, so are they going to go? I will assume that they'll go back to their less than desirable attitude.
But they are so lovable. Like you love to hate them. So I think it'll be great. I think this will be a fun match, and I think I'm fans of all four involved. So yeah, this will be a great one.
I mean, as usual, they say card subject to change, but it does kind of look like this will be the opener, and I think it would be a banger of an opener. Okay, next match. It's an international tag team match. Bobby Singer and Soldier Boy Nick Adam from NYPW.
Yeah, is it Singa or Sinaga?
Sinaga, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Versus Heaven and Earth.
Definitely have not seen Bobby and Nick in action before.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna be put in this spot and representing my PW against of all teams, a badass team like Heaven and Earth, then you can be assured that it's gonna be a banger of a match. I'm pretty sure on that.
Actually, those of you who do know about my PW's tag team scene, can you tell us a bit more about Bobby Sinaga and Soldier Boy? Soldier Boy, is he gonna come out to Soldier Boy? You guys, Bobby is amazing, Div says. Okay. He's so strong and quick.
He does look like he has size on him, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Nick Adam, like I guess with the whole headband thing looking a bit like Karate Kid.
I don't know what is up with the I cannot with the headband. And I don't know what he's wearing also. He looks like he's wearing a collared shirt.
Does he remind you of Speedball Mike Bailey? Though?
Oh my, and that's not a good thing. You are right, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, but I've been pushing for Shadow and for Simon to get more title opportunities. I think they're ready for a tag team title run. So is this more of like a stepping stone, for Causeway Jam? Because I know they're having a lot of like matches across the border for both promotions. So could this lead to something that if, for example, Heaven and Earth doesn't get a tag team title shot here in Singapore, are they gonna go for titles in my PW?
Yeah. If anything, if they pick up a win here, it also puts them in contention, right? Like the argument that, hey, they should be in the contention for the tag team titles as well.
Yeah, I definitely would be a number one campaigner for Heaven and Earth. They got the name, they got the styles. Put the titles on there, bro. Come on.
There you go.
Let's go.
Okay, next up we have an international singles match. Tommy is a TH.
Tommy Hardy.
You know this guy?
Yeah, we've seen him before. I think he has definitely represented my PW wrestling here in Singapore before.
Tommy Hardy versus Julian Creed. Of course, we all know him, Grapplemax Rising Champ.
And what I really like about this right now is that we are seeing Julian Creed building up his resume as a reigning champion. I think this title reign might go down very, very long.
Quick question for the Grapplemax guys: is this for the title? Because it says international singles match, but it doesn't say for the Grapplemax Rising Championship.
Yeah, please clarify on that. But I wouldn't even to me, whether he defends the title or not, I think this is just Julian Creed on his singles run, really building out his own character. Because for the longest time, remember we keep talking about how he's the most underutilized member of Showtime Inc.
Yes.
They need to make him stand out and really put the rocket on, Julian Creed.
Now it says non-title, by the way. Oh, interesting.
Gotcha. Yeah, we need to get Julian Creed on the podcast. I don't think he's ever been on the podcast,
Nope,
Mr. Yap.
never. We've said it so many times, but yes, one of these days we will do it.
One day. Let's go.
Div says Tommy is aggressive AF. So that's an interesting setup. So you got someone who's very aggressive versus Julian who's a little bit more crafty, a little bit more cerebral, as it were.
So he's an aggressive babyface against...
I don't know why that sounds so weird. He's an aggressive babyface?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just interested. I want to know what's the dynamic of the match. But yeah, sure.
Okay, there you go. Okay, next up, it's an interesting setup as well. I don't know if you saw their video on Instagram. But here you go. Big Dave versus Divan and Nathaniel making their quote-unquote main roster debut.
Can I be honest, bro?
Yeah.
It's giving me Brock Lesnar versus Maven and Funaki vibes.
Walao. Hey. I don't know who did the poster, Nashwan, but did you purposely make Nathaniel and Divan look smaller? Because they look a bit smaller than Big Dave.
I mean, coming out of Wrestlepalooza, we've seen a beast like Brock Lesnar dominating competition.
Resize. They on resize.
I think Nathaniel and David need to do a lot of work to just survive Big Dave.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
I really hope they work together, put aside whatever differences they have. And if not, it's gonna be an easy night for Big Dave. Just saying.
Yeah. And there is a setup from NWE that last event, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because in that last event, Big Dave and Sean, they picked up the victory.
I see.
Over Divan and Nathaniel. And then that's where they announced, okay, you guys are coming to the main roster, welcome, and stuff like that. So they had, Dave and the two of them had that interaction backstage where he's like, you know what, why don't you two take me on 2-on-1?
Yeah, and then Sean was like, you guys...
No, Sean wasn't even there.
I see.
He wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there. It's like, wait, why are you guys fighting now?
Yeah, so, can I throw out a wild speculation? Like, I don't know if this is just me fantasy. It is me fantasy booking, right?
Yeah.
And I even said this at Slam and Saver. Do you remember what I said when Divan went up against Julian?
Well, he's a good babyface.
No,
what I remember.
I said something. No, bro, you don't remember what I said. I very hurt, no. Ayyo.
Dude, it's been a month, bro. It's gonna jog my memory, bro.
Interesting shit. I mean, okay. I was like, because Nathaniel and Divan, they are like, they come up together in NWE, they're buddy. I don't know why I got a sense of, I think it would be cool if Nathaniel screwed Divan right now. And that's how he loses his match to Julian. Remember, I said that.
Yeah.
And then now you have this situation where you have a 2-on-1 handicap match, Nathaniel and Divan versus Big Dave. And, okay, sure, we can go the squash route, right? Oh, here's Big Dave, he's going to squash the two newbies, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like, I think there's a better story to be told. Because I do see potential in Nathaniel as a heel. We all know that Divan is such a loved babyface.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know Smart Dave is kind of like transitioning back into like a respected, likable babyface again.
Yeah. But I mean, in this match itself, it's literally he has to be the heel, right?
Yeah, but imagine, having his history of mentoring people.
You see where I'm going? Like where I was, right?
I know where you're going.
So what if this is the start of Big Dave and Nathaniel as a sort of like mentor-mentee role?
Dude, I think Nathaniel is a perfect fit to study under the Dave learning tree. I think even more than Bun, I would say.
Yeah, I think so too. Div says, OMG, I had the same feeling at Slam and Saver. I thought Showtime Inc. found their newest member. Ooh,
Showtime Inc.
So it's not, so it's not just me. I feel like there is an underlying, like a jealousy angle can come out.
Okay, because I feel like Devon can just run on his own as a babyface. I think he already has the
Oh, yeah.
connection with the crowd and all that.
Yes.
But I feel like something like Nathaniel, it makes sense for him to kind of like join forces
Yep.
and build himself away from Devon. Because I think him and Devon is forever going to be linked, right?
Linked,
Because they
yeah.
get up together and all that. But if he was to just go down a different path, just embrace that dark side, ooh.
Also,
future clashes, bro.
Is this the hardcore old school, not old school, but we've been watching wrestling so long, right? We know that if two people come up together, odds are they're going to team and then they're going to fight. It's like a standard, like, Cena, Orton. They
It's
came up
still
together.
as old as time, bro.
Yeah, right? Like, because they train together, they will wrestle with each other and therefore they know how to work each other.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
makes sense that they'll either be a tag team or fight each other, or they'll do both.
You know what? Put all of that on the two of them. Like I think they're gonna have great careers in Grapplemax. But again, keep them close, but then keep them separated. Let them grow on their own before they
Yeah.
come back again.
And look at Nathaniel and Big Dave. You put them together. Look like teacher and student or not? God vibes lah.
And it's not because they both Chinese. They really look good together. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And notice the Grapplemax people are very quiet. They're like, who leaked the Excel sheet? Who leaked? How does he know this shit? Bro.
Bro. Wrestling 101, bro.
Can you imagine? Okay, no. I was about to say, can you imagine now the entire outcome of the match they changed already? Because
No lah.
Okay, no.
Come
We shall not be
on.
so egotistical to think like that. We shall
Yeah,
not.
don't. Come, let's go.
Let's move on to the next one. This is all jokes, non-canon. Here we go. Grapplemax Rising Championship #1 contenders match. Bun Sachak versus Scumdog Sage Matthews. This is the second time we're going to be seeing Scumdog. Well, I'm going to be seeing him for the second time.
Well, this is gonna be his third time in Grapplemax, and we love him because he looks like Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
It's
And
okay.
Yeah.
So it's hilarious, right? During that, oh my God, Pure Cinema show,
Yeah.
the whole crowd started singing Backstreet Boys to him. I saw the video that they did, the confrontation, where Sage is like, I'm 2-0, I'm going to be 3-0, blah, 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 that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he missing one tooth at the bottom.
Did somebody knock it out of him? Or what?
I don't know. Let me see
Yeah.
if I can find that video. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, he doesn't look so boy anymore.
Ooh, he has been grizzled
Yeah,
by the
somebody
indie
knocked the-
scene.
Somebody knocked the tooth out. Here we go. See?
Oh, damn.
He got like 2 teeth missing on the bottom row. What's going on?
Hey, who did that to him, bro?
Yeah.
Walao, eh. It's okay, bro. Alah, too bad lah. He's not Singaporean. If not, can claim insurance. But
What the Actually, he looks like a boy band member gone bad. You know the story, the arc, right? Like, who is it?
Yeah.
Like some of them. Like, Justin Bieber, when he started out, he was like fresh face, boy, good boy. And then like suddenly he goes off the rails and he got tattoos and then he like pissing in people's houses and shit like that.
He looked like that. Who's the one that Justin Bieber did a song with, the Australian one?
Oh, Kid Leroy.
Kid Leroy. He looked like Kid Leroy last year. Bad boy a bit, I like it. You know what? I love when when a very fresh faced, innocent boy band turns to the dark side.
Well, I mean, he gets, challenged, he gets confronted by Ban. And then knowing Singapore crowd, you know what they'll chant here?
What?
When people are face to face, I don't understand why it's always like that. But kiss. Why? What is it about face to face? No, they're angry at each other. Why kiss?
I don't know lah. You know how it is. Singaporeans they have not explored their sensual side. Maybe
They have not explored their sexual side. So they what? They want to live vicariously through these jacked up muscle men. They want
what
them
they-
to kiss instead of.
you know what they say about forbidden fruits, right? They're living out their innermost. Shit.
Okay, anyway, Div says Scumdog got scumbag chance because he cheated. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Proper heel, huh?
Happy to see him back in Singapore. I think he's
Yeah.
a great addition to the roster. I would love for him to do a longer term storyline, and I don't know where this will lead to that. But if not, Bun as a #1 contender for the Rising Championship seems like a great call as well. So
Yeah, makes a lot of sense as well. And Ban versus Julian, you can see it writes itself, right? It writes itself.
it's perfect.
All right, talking about pure cinema and
There you go.
emotional damage,
Mm-hmm.
and a long time coming. So we had N Boss Gregory making his big return, 1,000 match. Wait,
101th match.
well, I don't know why I keep saying 1,000. I always add an extra zero. He had his match,
Yeah.
at NWE, and then now here he is for the Grapplemax Openweight Championship, N Boss Gregory versus Hotshot.
Well, I get he needed like a tune-up match.
Yeah.
But I just wish that was the 99th match and this would have been the 100th match. This would have been perfect. But I get it. Like, but man, the story sells itself, man. They have so much history.
Yep.
That Slam and Savor promo segment was like, woo! I got super hyped just to see them in the ring, and this is gonna be a great match as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I am super excited. I feel like Hotshot is just at the start of this heel run, right?
Yeah.
He reminds me of CM Punk in 2012. So what I meant by that is CM Punk had a long ass 434 title reign, right? Half of it was as a babyface. The second half he turned heel, and then he was a great heel. So it's like, I think this is where we are at, right? He has been the champion for a year plus. The whole time was a babyface, right? And he just transitioned to a heel, and I think it's just the start of it. So I am actually rooting for Hotshot to retain.
Well, okay. Looking at this match, right, I think it's the logical conclusion in that exactly he just started like his whole new lease on life, and it only makes sense for him to carry on being this dominant heel champion, right? Obviously, N Boss Gregory, someone who is a veteran, a legend already at this point, right? Like him, he does pose a big challenge, but I also don't see it happening. I really don't.
Yeah. I feel like, this will be a great test for Hotshot, because we've always been saying what have you been saying about his title reign? He needs that one big rivalry to define the title reign, and I think this is gonna be it. Whether this would be the one and done, that's the question.
Yeah, so that is a very interesting question, right? Like, where do we go after this?
Yeah.
So he beats his mentor, unless it's sort of like a cluster F finish where there's no definitive win. But I don't think that's what they'll do either.
So he beats his mentor, and then Remus return. Oh, no, I mean, if
anything, it should be the other way around, right?
Yeah,
fight Remus first, then fight N Boss.
Well, I do also feel like Dave has a point there. I think it would be an amazing moment if Greg was to win the title, because it's talking about lineage and history, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the Grapplemax Openweight Championship, the main title in the company, would not be complete without at least a Greg title run, at least once, right?
Right. But then doesn't that cut off Hotshot's legs? We just said he just feels fresh suddenly, and he has a lot of legs to take this heel version of himself to the next level. Like, are we cutting off his legs by suddenly saying, all right, no, title goes back to N Boss?
Well, I feel like as a heel chasing the title also can work. I don't think even if he were to win, he needs to hold it for very, very long. So it could be like a great, here's your flowers kind of title reign. I do like Zayden's idea as well. What if this leads to an SPD showdown against Wilson?
SPD showdown against Wilson. Oh yeah, but isn't that what is going to happen at Unity? The winner faces
Sean,
SPD.
right?
No, SPD.
Yeah,
because
correct.
SPD has the number one contender slot.
Yeah, so I think what he meant by that is that, like if Greg were to lose, Hotshot were to retain, this could be the way, like, he continued beating down on Greg, and then SPD comes out, and that starts the kickoff for their rivalry, right?
Right. Yeah. No, that 100% makes sense. And if you look at it logically as well, Hotshot versus SPD makes more sense than Greg versus SPD, right?
Yeah. So what happens to Grapplemax if the boss loses? I know everyone take pay cut. No, just kidding. Yeah. I mean, you can put business out of the way and personal feelings. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they work this story, because I think more than anything, this will be an emotional match. One of cinema, one of like, and maybe they can involve Ramus because there's already been shots thrown like, oh no, now you're just hiding behind the camera, blah, blah, blah. Like, I would like to see a moment where Ramus gets involved as well.
Or Ramus gets threatened by...
Or something.
By
right?
one shot, right? Yeah. I think that'd be amazing.
So it would, to me, this feels like a more emotional bout more than anything.
Yeah, I just love the Inglorious backstories. It's years, We were there, bro. Remember we were there when they first turned heel, the two boys turned heel?
Yes.
And then now to see it culminate all the way here, yeah, it's great.
Bro, what if Remus special guest referee? Guys, make it happen, man.
Dude, let him do his job. He need to take photos, take video.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Grapplemax Amplify. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. Like again, I know I don't want to look ahead too far, but Amplify is gonna be the start, the setup for a very important stretch of events for Grapplemax, culminating in their huge show, Unity. In November as well. So I really can't wait, bro.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, come. We'll see you guys next Saturday. We'll be there. Y'all remember Settle Outside? Vaguely. I know Foreign wasn't there. I was there. Settle Outside was the one they did it at that cool ass place with the big screens on the inside, right?
Yeah.
Why leh, Div?
Yeah, better tell us why. Because Young needs to leave already. Huh?
I need to go. I need to get out of here. Oh yes, Grapplemax event in October as well. Still no name. Still called event. Okay lah. We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Let us know. Let us know what it's called. But yeah, I'm excited for the show. If you guys haven't gotten tickets, please do go to the Grapplemax website. And also, if you guys are enjoying what we do as well, please don't forget we are actually at our 399th YouTube subscriber, Mister. Do you know that?
Oh, is it 399? Oh my god! So what you need to do right now is go and use your alt account. I know y'all have alt account on a different account to watch different type of video. I get it.
I know what kind of videos you need to watch. I get it.
Yeah, instructional videos. Anyway, if you have one of those, just drop. Or if you're new here, you've been lurking in the shadows, haven't followed us yet because you're like, I don't know about these two. I'm going to take my time to suss them out to see if they are my kind of people. We are your kind of people if you love wrestling. So drop us that follow, get us to that 400 mark.
You'll be surprised the number of people who listen to us but don't follow because...
Why?
I don't want to subscribe to so many channels. But you need to subscribe to us. Yes. Because we've been here consistent. Okay, not as consistent lah, but from 2018 until now.
Okay, just continue. No need to go and backtrack a bit.
No need fine print.
No need fine print. Yeah.
Most weeks you're always here. We've been talking about wrestling.
Every week, bro. We need to learn from the Gen Zers. Just run off at the mouth. Don't care. Just say only whether can back up or not. Who cares?
Values, bro. Values. We are always here for you. Whether it's not on YouTube, it's always on Spotify, always on our Discord.
Yes.
We're always there. So please help us get to the 400
I'm usually quite absent on the Discord lah, sorry, no fine print. Okay, there.
Mr. Yang is the overseer, he's the watcher,
Watcher, I know.
So yes, please
I
help
might not
us.
say anything.
Correct.
But I see everything.
So do help us get to 400 subscribers. That will bring us 600 subscribers away from 1K. I know it's been quite a while, a long journey, but we still aim to get there. Every episode, every year we do this. That's what we aim to do.
Like in National Day, we sing, "We will get there."
Yes, I know. It's been 1 month, Mr. Yang, since National Day, but sure.
There's a Ring of Rebirth show happening on the 28th as well. Go check out their Instagram page for more information.
Yes, correct.
Lots of local wrestling happening. Okay.
So next is local wrestling for sure. So check it out for Ring of Rebirth and Grapplemax, guys.
Exactly. Okay, there will be a rumble in my house if I don't get out of here right now because I have to go and pick up my wife from the airport. So everybody, thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed Wrestlepalooza. If you watch AEW, why? We'll see you at Grapplemax, Ring of Rebirth. We'll see you at the local shows as well. In the meantime, it is Mr. Yang.
And it's for in the building. Take care.
Let's go.